Good morning and happy Monday morning. I am nursing my coffee this morning very vigilantly. Is that even a correct usage of that word? Because I'm feeling my allergies hard this morning. So I'm all sniffly and headachy and so pardon me if I'm a little bit fuzzy. I'm gonna do my best and I'm here to be here with you. Hello, Dave. It's lovely to see you. Oh gosh, it's so awesome that there's not a lot of delay, so I see your comments pretty quickly. Hello, Timothy. Oh, it's lovely to see you. Gosh, yes. Yay. Well, happy Monday morning here in my summertime pseudo garden in Texas. Hello, Scott. I'm trying something new here because so summer quite suddenly started in Texas last week. It was it's apparently quite unusual. We had heavy rains for a long time, like a month. Really quite a long time for Texas. Hello, Scott. Well, lovely to see you. Oh, I'm so happy you're all here. I'm just drinking my coffee and so these rains lasted for ages, and like locals especially were like, oh gosh, what is happening? Why do we have so many rains? I'm trying to like tilt this so that my face, clearly I'm not very good at doing this by hand. My face is apparently just gonna be right over the comments there for a little bit. So it's very suddenly, like we started getting days in the mid-90s last week and high humidity and everything. Hi, David. Yes, David didn't realize I was going to be outside. I've had a lot of happenings in my garden the last week or so I wanted to share with you. And it's also like really warm and beautiful. It's supposed to be the warmest day today that we've had this season yet. It's supposed to be 99 Fahrenheit. Which y'all are going to have to help me with the Celsius conversion because that's not something that I ever got all that good at. But yeah, so I wanted to share this cool thing with you. So you might know that I'm a really keen gardener. I love gardening. David and I just bought this house in February and there was no garden infrastructure. There was nothing. And in fact, there's been a lot of kind of issues with the house. So we've had project after project after project. No time to actually build garden infrastructure. And then someone really close to us, Jade, got this thing called a lettuce grow. It's right behind me. Ugh, God, I'm awful at aiming. That white thing with all the plants coming out of it. And it's basically a hydroponic garden. And at first I was like, that seems like this expensive piece of equipment to garden, and I've been gardening for a long time. I don't really need this thing. But it turns out in Central Texas, water is a really important resource. And one of the nifty things about this farm stand is you just fill it once a week and that's it. And it recycles the water through the plant. So you're actually using significantly less water. And it's actually less work, if I may say so, to keep the garden. In fact, there's no weeding, which in New Zealand especially was just a beast. Man, during this growing season, there were just so many weeds. So I'm going to turn this around so you can see it. I'm not trying to make this like a commercial or anything. It's just really cool and a thing that I didn't even know existed until Jade got it. So I'm going to turn around. Turn. Okay. So it's like this cool tiered system. It's got these little pods that pre-grown, or you can grow your own seeds, which I've already gotten into. And you can see we got lots of little cucumbers right now, pickling cucumbers, lots of little babies too. And then, well, I just harvested 2 really big zucchini, but there's another one not doing so hot right now. And then there's a couple there. With the sudden increase in temperature, I've had a lot to handle, but like a lot to change. But you see there's jalapenos, and I've got some tomatoes. Where's the baby tomato? There's a cute little baby tomato in there somewhere. There it is. And we got beans and more. Yeah, so it's been really fun and really super easy. I'm gonna come back. Really super easy. So yeah, check it out. It's a company called Lettuce Grow. It's based here in Austin, and this is their farm stand. And it turns out that just like using less water makes a really big difference, especially here. Dave says 99 Fahrenheit is 37 C. No, thank you. Yeah, that's it's not even as hot as it's gonna get here, and it's gonna get more humid as well. You get, I think, close to like 80–90% humidity in the middle of the summer. Scott, what kind of coffee? I am drinking, it is a organic Mexican Chiapas roast from Central Market, which is a local kind of like gourmet market here in Texas. I live like 3 blocks from Central Market, so I can walk and get my coffee beans, which is really nice. And Dave, yeah, interestingly, you do actually get used to the heat. Like, you figure out how to deal with it. And the other cool thing, I'm gonna go inside a second, I swear, is we got a shed. Yay! It got built last Friday, and I'm so excited because David and I moved in like mid-February, and there's no garage in this house, and we've moved from houses with garages, and so that's meant that like all the garagey stuff has been just living in our closets and in our floor where our dining table is going to go, and then all the stuff that's gonna go in the closets has just been randomly living around the house, sometimes still in boxes. So there's a bunch of furniture we haven't been able to get because we've had to have all this stuff stored inside. So I'm super excited about the cute green shed in my backyard. Okay, so now I've shared the things I wanted to share. We can go inside. And hopefully it's not too awkward. Oh, I've got a camera in one hand and coffee in the other. Okay. Oh wow, it's a lot cooler in here. It's like 10:30 in the morning, and it's already, please pardon the boxes. It's it's a work in progress. Everything about this house is a work in progress, but it's gonna be really pretty, and we're gonna have house concerts. It's gonna be great. So, to the piano. Dave, yeah, there's like a covered patio out back, which is really nice. And we've got a live oak back there and a beautiful shade tree. So like it's a lovely backyard. It's just, and then we've got crepe myrtle in the front with beautiful pink flowers. It's a lovely yard. It's basically the person who owned it before us was really unwell for a long time, and so our understanding from what the neighbors said is she just was not able to do a lot with the yard, and so a lot of it just kind of it didn't really get handled, didn't get managed, and so it got taken over by grass and weeds and things, and so there's a lot of like remediation to be done, especially as someone that really wants to geek out about the garden and have a beautiful like thing going on. Let's see here. Oh, Scott, I'm in North Texas. The humidity here is horrible. Not used to the heat. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, one of the things I've learned is like I just have to change the way I live my life when it's summertime. So like I know I can't go for a big long walk at midday when it's, you know, when it's 105 degrees and 80%, 90% humidity out. It's just not gonna happen. It's a good way to make yourself sick or like just tire yourself out so much that you can't do anything else with the rest of your day. But if you go for like if I go for my run, like after it's dark or very, very, very first thing in the morning, like very first thing in the morning is best because it's had the coolness of the evening. Coolness is kind of relative. Sometimes it only gets down to like 80 degrees overnight, but you do get used to it. Okay, so it's been a busy week for me. We celebrated a birthday. It was Sherry's birthday in our little pod here in Austin on Saturday, and we had our first party, which was amazing. There were like 16 people there, everyone fully vaccinated, and it was like amazing and wonderful. First time meeting just like strangers, well, friends of very close friends, you know, in person, and just being able to hang out and but it was also a little intimidating, you know, like being around strange people for, you know, like after so long. It was really, really lovely. And then we went kayaking yesterday. Yeah, it's been just a lovely week. Sorry, I'm just talking. Here I am, a pianist. I'm supposed to be playing the piano. I think that's perennial Monday morning coffee vibe is Rachel talks and then is like, oh yeah, I'm a piano player. I should play the piano. So I haven't played for a couple of days, and I haven't even warmed up this morning because I've been so slow with the allergies. So I'm actually gonna do something a little different, I think, than I usually do. I'm gonna start with an improvisation, because I think that's gonna warm my fingers up enough. I don't want to jump into something that's like gonna be really technical without kind of warming up my muscles and my tendons and things. Anybody, I'm sure you all know, anybody that does any kind of athletic thing, and playing the piano is definitely athletic, knows that warm up before you start doing anything, even a little taxing, is important and wise. So, let's see. How about like an ode to the beginning of summer? Let's see. See if it ends up sounding like an ode. There's a chord I'm hearing in my head that I'm like, this would be so gorgeous if I could play it, if I could find what it is. There it is. Yeah, okay, bear with me. This is gonna be pretty. Oh, I'm glad I took the second to figure out what, like, because I could hear that in my head. I could hear that chord change, and I was like, oh, what is it? Why am I not playing it? Because it was not quite sounding the way I was up here. So I'm glad. Thanks for giving me that moment to figure out what that chord was. Oh, very nice, Dave. I see he's practicing his Spanish. Yes, you do need a hat to walk at noon. Okay, so that was a little happy little ode to summer. And now, let's do Spinning in the Sun. I haven't played that one in a long time, but I feel like at the beginning of summer, it's a really good one, a really happy one to play. such a happy little song. I remember that music came to me when I was walking through a park on the way to a piano store in Auckland. David and I were on our year travel adventure where we were backpacking around the world and staying in Auckland for a couple months just to kind of rest and also to record. I recorded my first 3 songs there. And I was walking across a park to get to a piano store where I was playing, I think even to get ready for the recording of the first 3 songs that I wrote, or it might have been just after, because I was really inspired to write new music. And I saw this little girl just spinning, like, you know, pretty little, like maybe 5 years old, blonde hair flying, and so happy, just so delighted, spinning, 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 spinning until she fell down. And then like sort of panting and dizzy and then getting up and doing it again. And I stopped and watched, and this music, I just like this sweet sort of circular cyclical music started going through my head, and I was literally on my way to go practice, so I was able to write this song. Let's see. Oh, I'm so pleased. Oh, so many sweet things. Thank you. I see you were all saying lovely things about my playing and my improvisation earlier. I really appreciate it. So I think, given that I'm very mentally fuzzy this morning, and I'm nervous about playing another song that is from my catalog that many of you might know very well, because the thing about doing that is you'll all hear it, or at least those of you that know the song will hear it if I make a mistake. So I think I'm gonna do another improvisation, because I think that first one went surprisingly well given how fuzzy I am. Maybe that's like the headspace for improvising is, hey, Rachel's fuzzy, so let's get her to just make some stuff up. So let's do something a little darker. I'm all about the different shades of the human experience. It's not all happy, right? We all know that. Certainly not interested in like sort of positivity washing the human experience, because we all come in many different shades, and our experiences come in so many different shades. And I feel like that's my job as an artist, is to try and capture as many of those as I possibly can, especially as an empathic artist. You know, I really, I love hearing other people's stories, and like to think anyways that I can really kind of feel along with them as much as another person is able to anyways, with another person's experience. And it means I get to kind of suck in all of these different crunchy experiences, and I feel like it's kind of my purpose as an artist to try and showcase that in music, or share that, express that in music. So let's see what we can do. Let's do A flat minor. Because my life isn't interesting enough this morning. Oh, actually that's very related, close to what I just played, because I just played a piece in E major when I was improvising before. Let's see what A flat minor sounds like though. And A flat minor, by the way, was that magical chord that I was trying to find. It took me a second. Oh, let's see, let's start. Well, that was kind of an interesting interlude. Oh, Timothy, the vulnerability and passion are intoxicating. Oh, thank you. Those are really beautiful words, and I'm really touched. I really appreciate you saying that. I do my best, but I have to say, being an artist, I was going to say in the modern world, but I feel like being an artist has always been a particularly challenging way to make your way through life. Or maybe a challenging place to find your life's purpose, being an artist. Because our societies, every society I think has a little bit of a complicated relationship with its art and its artists. And currently, of course, it means that right now there are so many of us creating art and finding purpose in art, which is beautiful. But our society doesn't have a really great mechanism, I guess, for us all to engage with lots and lots and lots of art. And so it can be hard as an artist to sort of stand out in the crowd of others that are doing similar things. I think that's the challenge of our time, actually, for musicians and for artists, is to be seen in the sea of humanity. Whereas not too long ago, when the big record labels were controlling the music industry, the hard thing really was just to be an artist and spend most of your time doing that and get your music out there, because there were all these gatekeepers to even get your music recorded, to even get your music out on the radio stations or where other people could listen to it. So, we can talk about it. I can talk about how it's hard all I want, but actually we're at a beautiful place in history where more people can find their purpose and meaning and profession in art and music than ever before. It's pretty amazing. Well, my dears, I'm going to let you go this morning, but I really appreciate you being here with me today. And I have to say, as always, I hope that you find some time for yourself this week. I know that can be really difficult to do. So even if it's just a little breath of a moment, find something that gives you great joy and release and meaning in your spirit, whatever that is for you. Please do that for yourself today so that you can start off your week with that sense of caring for yourself. Care for others, care for those you love, if you can. But the first thing is yourself. So take care of yourself. I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here with me today. I really, really appreciate it, and I really appreciate your beautiful comments. It makes it like having, I'm just having coffee with my friends and then play the piano. This is actually a thing that happens. Friends come over and they're like, hey, could you play for us? So it's really lovely to just be able to hang out with you. So take care of yourselves, and I will see you next week. Mwah!